Hey everyone, Brian Elliott with Focused Story Films here, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 best things about the Sony FX9, which is what I'm shooting on right now. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Number 5 is the build quality. The FX9 feels really solid, really nice design. You've got your locking E-mount, which is a little bit controversial, but I've come to really like it because you know your lens isn't going anywhere, you're not getting any lens play. You've got pretty much all the buttons you need. You've got full-size XLRs built into the body. You've got SDI. You've got full-size HDMI. So all the connections that you could really want and need in a professional camera on a professional setting. So the build quality of this camera is phenomenal. It definitely does not feel like a toy. It feels like a very pro tool. Number 4 are the codecs and formats. You've got 10-bit 422 in both 4K and HD. You've also got some long GOP options if you need to compress your file sizes down. The 10-bit 422, very nice to work with. The all-I codec, very nice to work with, very easy to edit and very manipulatable. I find it works great in VFX environments. It works great in just regular environments. It's very easy to color grade unless you've done something really wrong in shooting. The footage comes out pretty clean, so it's just great codecs, great formats, a lot of different options depending on what you're needing. Like for this video, I'm shooting in all-I HD. A lot of times for my professional work, I'm shooting in all-I 4K. If I'm shooting a really long wedding, I might jump to long GOP to save on that file size. So you've got a lot of different options for whatever you need in this camera. Number 3 is the autofocus. The autofocus on this camera is fantastic. It's exactly what you'd expect from a modern Sony camera. It's amazing to have this good of autofocus on a Cine camera. Really only Canon rivals it in terms of Cine camera autofocus, but like this one is amazing. The eye autofocus is working right now. I'm using a Sigma Art E-mount, so not an actual Sony lens, but it still is working fantastic, as you can see. You're not gonna be losing me if I'm moving back and forth. Right now I'm at f3.2, but it works great at f2.8. It even works pretty solidly at f1.4. You might get, it's struggling a little bit because that is such a shallow depth of field that any camera might, be a second late if you're like, whoa, like that. But this is an amazing autofocus system. It works great for tracking moving people. I use it a lot when I'm filming dance or any kind of intense movement, fitness, things like that. I will use the autofocus because it's really reliable and smooth and fantastic. Number 2 is the sensor. This is a fantastic sensor. It just has this slight X factor. It's hard to describe, but the image just looks absolutely beautiful. To my eye, even slightly better than the A7S III and FX6. There's just something very special about this sensor. It does a great job in low light with its dual base ISO. You've got your 800 and 4000 in Cine EI mode, and your 320 and 1600 in your S-Cinetone mode as the dual native ISOs. They look absolutely fantastic. You can really push this camera up quite a bit in Cine EI. I've even pushed it up to 20,000 a couple times when I've had really dark wedding receptions, and that's the only way I can get the shot because either there's not time to add light or there's just no way to add light in the particular situation. So it's just absolutely amazing, as well as the dynamic range of this sensor, which you should be being able to witness in this video because I've obviously got the shadow on this side of my face and we've got a bright snowy day out there. So I'm shooting this in Cine EI at 800 ISO, so you're going to really be able to see the amount of dynamic range from the bright snow out there to the darker shade of my shirt and my face and things like that. So amazing dynamic range. Love this sensor. My number one top thing is the internal variable ND that has literally changed my life and how I shoot, especially outdoors, but sometimes even indoors if I want to really light up my subject and bring down the exposure on my camera. Sometimes if I'm in a situation that's kind of between the native ISOs, I'll jump to the high one, hit some ND on there, and get a cleaner image than if I was in the low ISO pushing it up towards the higher ISO. So you've got a lot of creativity, and you can literally dial the ND in to exactly what you want. It starts at 1/4, and then from there you can dial it all the way up to 1/128. Basically, you've got 7 stops of ND, which is crazy. And anywhere in that ND, you can dial it in exactly how you want it. There is no degradation to the image quality, which is fantastic. Obviously, you'll get that sometimes with the little circular NDs that you'll put on your lenses with mirrorless cameras, especially variable NDs. You can get a lot of issues with weird patterns and strange polarization and things like that. So having this built-in electronic ND that just works, does not degrade the image, is amazing. I love it. So those are my top 5 things that I love about the Sony FX9. Let me know in the comments below what yours are, and if you found this video helpful, I would love it if you'd give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want more content like this. I've got a lot more coming out about the FX9, other cameras, filmmaking, short films, creative shoots, and more. So I look forward to seeing all of you in the next one. Have a fantastic day. I will catch you later.